Hello. Good to be back live here, LinkedIn friends, Twitter friends, other social media platform friends. I just thought I'd spend a little time talking about the Institute of Higher Education. It's exciting. It's year 3. We've expanding it. There's more going on. It's hard to even explain all of it in a short period of time, but I thought I'd give a quick tour about our past, why we have it, where we are this year, some of the components, and over the next few weeks, we'll do more deep dives on what is going on. So it's a magnificent and interesting history. The Institute for Higher Education was born out of a desire to bring a professional development and support program for enrollment leaders back. There was a group who started professional development sessions and meetings, annual meetings called Snowmass. They met in Snowmass, Colorado. It was a great group of higher ed leaders. They were all focused on setting up something that was not an event, but more like an institute. It was a retreat from the typical events. It was focused on true education and equipping, building professional development for the next generation of enrollment leaders. It had some really interesting core components. It was about connecting business and thinking outside higher ed with higher ed best practices. There was the concept of mentorships. They were called faculty, and it was in an interesting place, designed to encourage the attendees to refuel, take in the location, and build and reestablish their passion for what we all do, each and every day. It had a positive impact on many people's careers. And then for a few different reasons, it went away. But some of the people who were influenced by Snowmass, my partner, co-founder of 3E, Patricia Mabin, and several other key board members, Chris Ferguson, Mary Grandal, and Susan Delano, and a few others, brought it back. So we brought the essence of Snowmass back. It's called today the Institute for Higher Education. And you'll see here, when you think about the 3 pillars of the Institute, they are inspired by Snowmass. Pillar number 1, it's all about deep learning. So we integrate higher ed, modern and innovative practices with business perspectives. Many of the sessions are workshop oriented, and we've introduced the notion of getting certified. So there are institute certifications now available. Our first class will receive their certification award at this year's institute. It's also about refueling your passion. It's a destination location. There are extended afternoon breaks, and then there are outdoor evening sessions. So the evening sessions are not in conference rooms. They are round tables, no slides, no microphones, casual clothing, and you get to talk. You talk about the key topics of that day. And then there's relationships, not networking. There are no sponsors, there's no exhibit hall, there's no signs, there aren't meetings. There's space for the great people that come to deeply get to know one another and carry that relationship forward in their work. So really, various key relationships have been maintained from our first 2 years at the Institute. And yes, there are formal mentors assigned to many of the people that come. In fact, they're being called peer partners, because many partners are actually at the same level. They're both vice presidents of enrollment, but they become peer partners, which is like a mentor program. So you could see here the essence of Snowmass, while being somewhat reimagined, is still intact. And then on one evening, this year will be the Wednesday night evening, there is a 3E Client Awards dinner for those of you who work with us specifically. We'll spend some time with you there. But the rest of the Institute is a professional development and support program. This is what year 1 looked like. We started off in Maryland. It was called at the Bay. It was a beautiful location. There was deep learning. You can see just some of the speakers here. There are always innovative topics in a refreshing place to build deeper relationships and to have deeper learning opportunities. Last year, after the COVID break, we were at the Dune. We called it year 2 as the Institute at the Dune. It was in South Carolina. You can see here, we continue to grow and evolve our thinking. We had a good blend of business and higher ed institute, higher education leaders speaking and doing workshops. We integrated some students. You could see there was a panel and a discussion with some athletes talking about NIL at different levels. We started to bring cool technology like, headsets and other things, right to the stage. And, we made excellent progress, and the relationships and the enthusiasm continued to build. This is just a quick glance for our clients. There's a night for you. Everyone is welcome, by the way, and normally that is what happened both years. Almost everyone who's attended the Institute joins us for a black tie, formal gown, beautiful evening. It's something we do because this is different. We get dressed up, we have some beautiful music, we have great food. We also just talk and celebrate the accomplishments of everyone in the room, get a chance to recognize the good work of the teams at each of the institutions who are there. While there's always more to do, it's always good to pause, reflect, and positively recognize the accomplishments that have already been made. Okay, so what about this year? Year 3. Year 3 is in Clearwater, Florida. It's in a great spot. We have an amazing set of keynote speakers. We have the president of Robert Wesleyan University, the head of enrollment at Rutgers. We have those are the 2 higher education executive keynotes. And then you'll see here the next 2, Sophie Shatez and Jessica Chen, are business keynote speakers. Sophie being a CMO for many years, and Jessica Chen, one of the top LinkedIn and communication experts in our country. So they'll both be the keynotes, and then we'll start to get into the tracks after that. So after the keynote, people break up into tracks. There's a president's track, there's a chief enrollment officer track, an emerging enrollment leader track. There's a track for marketing. So yes, marketing can start to meet and integrate and get to know a little bit more, not just about marketing, but enrollment, and then high school counselors. So great sessions, great workshops, great format. In addition to those normal tracks, there's an evening set of sessions for large publics, large institutions, or flagships, hosted by leaders from the University of Tennessee, Florida State University, and Rutgers University. So you can see there, Carrie, John, and Courtney will be the hosts. So those evening sessions, along with the normal tracks, there'll be a flagship, large public, or really even a large private institution. But they have slightly different needs to talk about, some different charters, opportunities, and challenges. We have 3 amazing hosts for our flagship evening sessions. So what does the agenda typically look like? What's different about how it flows? Well, Sunday we'll have a welcome reception. And then the typical day runs like this, Monday through Thursday. Everyone's all together between 8 and 9 for the keynote. Then everyone breaks out into their lane or tracks between 9 and noon. And then noon to 4:30, break. That's break time. That's meeting with one another. That's meeting with a peer, partner, or mentor. This is about relationship building and refueling time. But then we do get back together from 4:30 to 6:30. Those sessions, they're somewhere interesting. There's someone more integrated with the environment. And those are truly discussions, with the keynote being the facilitator of that discussion. The expectation, everyone there is contributing, discussing, and asking their questions of one another on how to get better in that area. Then we have a few evening events. Monday, there'll be a small social that's really focused on relationship building. Tuesday's open. And then Wednesday night is the 3E client dinner. Again, everyone's invited. And the last 2 years, almost everyone has attended. So it's a great evening for all. So to wrap it up, we're excited. We're in year 3. Our registrations are already higher than, noticeably higher at this point in time versus last year. It's a special place. Regardless of how many people come, we keep things broken out into intimate sessions, workshop oriented, where you're building deeper education, deeper professional development, and building strong relationships that carry forward outside of the Institute. So I hope you'll give it a look. You can see the website address right there. And I look forward to seeing you in Clearwater, Florida in June. So with that, have a great day.